Viking has made river cruising a household name, and they absolutely deserve credit for that. But one of the questions that get most from clients is, who else is out there? Well, today we're going to be featuring one of those brands that brings all-inclusive luxury to a brand new level, and it's a brand that most of my travelers don't even know exists. Hi there, my name is William. I'm with River Cruise Experts. My wife and I own a travel agency that specializes in river cruising with 12 English-forward brands, sailing throughout Europe and around the world. This is a part of our brand conversation series, giving you insider access to the people behind these brands. So let me welcome our guest today. We have Garette, Regional Sales Director with Scenic Luxury Cruises. Garette, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again.
Thanks, William. Happy to be back.
So we're going to start right off with one of our early questions. Somebody just walks up to a Scenic Luxury Cruises booth at a travel show and says, "Never heard of you. What are you about?" So you get like 60 seconds as an elevator pitch. What are you going to say? What's your intro?
Ultra all-inclusive luxury river small yacht cruising. Feels effortless, zero friction, boutique hotel vibes, not group touring, personalized, anticipatory cruising. Curated, not packaged.
I like that. Curated. That's an interesting play. So several brands say that they're all inclusive, and you just kind of mentioned that a little bit there. There's other brands out there in this space, the Tauc, Uniworld. Quite frankly, a lot of the brands call themselves all inclusive, even though we know that they are not. So tell me a little bit about what truly is that all inclusive piece. Many companies will say that they are, and they don't include gratuities. Some don't include drinks all day. Really give me an idea of what that all inclusive piece looks like and how that feels. I know you mentioned that boutique space, but go ahead and take that away for a bit as well.
It is. We truly are a walletless experience, and that is the truly ultra luxury inclusive product that we deliver. So it's effortless. Everything is taken care of. Like you said, gratuities, included excursions, all your meals, all your premium beverages. So we're not just, beverages, premium beverages from wine, spirits, beers, sodas, coffees, teas, all of that is taken care of. Butler service for all guests. In your suites, you have mini bars that are restocked daily, and that's all included. Transfers from the airport to the ship to the airport.
Even when they
It's
have their own flights, right?
even when they have their own flights. And
That's unusual.
clients say, we didn't have to think when they sail with Scenic.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about the guest count, and we'll just kind of focus, generally speaking, on the Rhine and the Danube, the big major European rivers, and each of the brands has their number. What is the typical Scenic ship sailing with that's going to be on the Rhine and the Danube?
And those are the bigger rivers. So you're going to find on most brands that this is going to be the larger ships for their companies. For
Right.
us, the max is going to be 160 guests on the
Okay.
Rhine, Main, and Danube. So small ships, more intimate. We call them space ships because we
Mhm.
believe we are delivering more space from your minimum 200 square foot suite stateroom to your dining options, the lounges, the fitness centers, the spas. Those are all things that we have incorporated on our ships with the idea of allowing guests to be free and have space and enjoy this floating boutique luxury hotel.
Right. It's a big conversation point that I have with guests all the time that every brand is sailing with the exact same size hull on those rivers, and each of them has a very different number of guests on board. Our larger brands that we have, like Viking, sail with 190. So having 160 on a ship certainly makes that a little bit more intimate of an experience.
And that
Um,
means that means also touring when you are out and about and we offer two, three, sometimes four different options. And then when you split it up between 160 people, you're looking at 40, 50 people in a group. So you're keeping the tours offshore, ashore, at smaller levels too, which is also important.
So you have an amazing fleet currently. Give me an idea what that number looks like, but then go ahead and tell us about the new ships that are coming up.
Yeah, so we have currently 13 ships that are sailing on the rivers today, 12 in Europe, one on the Mekong. And then over the next 2 years, we'll be adding another ship on the Douro for our Portugal, which is super high in demand, as well as another ship on the Mekong, which is looking now more like a 28 debut for the new ship on the Mekong.
That's great. Is there any other itineraries that are on the drawing board coming up, or are we
Yeah,
still pressed
we do,
to keep those off
we
the board at the moment?
no, we're excited. We announced yesterday, it went out to our loyalty guests and our top preferred partners like yourselves about the option of sailing India. So we're taking pre deposits, which are non-refundable, to be the first to sail in India, which is coming out in 28.
Awesome. So Scenic has a couple of different ways to put together their experience with the Scenic free choice and some of the other options. Can you kind of identify what that looks like and how those break down for different people?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, the excursions you have every day, multiple options to choose from, different activity levels as well for that free choice experience. So we'll use our e-bikes, which we have on our ship. We'll even use a local operator for some of our longer e-bike rides through, like say, like the Wakal Valley. And then on top of those included free choices, we've got our enrichment moment. So that is something that you just can't buy yourself typically. You know, it is those moments that are going to be that wow, because we bring you to this private castle, palace, a winery, a chateau, and have this just experience that again you can't typically buy yourselves. It's personalized without losing structure to all of these excursions between the free and the enrichment moment.
So the River Cruise itself sounds like an incredible experience. Let's dive over into the pre and post extensions and how those are designed, who is going to be leading them, what do those extensions look like, maybe what's one of the big ones.
Yeah, they are extensions. They're scenic extensions. So they are scenic representatives that are going to meet you and escort you from either the airport to the city. If you're starting with a pre-extension, we will be with you throughout that city hotel stays and then transfer you to the ship for your cruise. Or if it's a post-extension, the same. We will escort you from the ship to our transfer operator to the city that you're extending in, and we will be there for the entire length of that extension. So we are just a seamless bolt-on extension when you go to the land. Same quality guides, same flow. Top picks are Switzerland, Prague, and then the Mekong combos are very popular on top of the cruise.
Sure. And those are going to include excursions or tours throughout each of the full days that they're going to be on those extensions. Some brands don't actually include that.
They
So I wanted
do.
to definitely highlight that piece.
They do. They will include breakfast at the hotel and then at least one tour a day.
Perfect. So I do want to take a real quick pause here. Every brand definitely has its own personality. Matching the right traveler to the right brand is exactly what I do as a travel advisor. We serve a dozen English forward brands on the European rivers and exotics around the world. If you're watching this and thinking that Scenic might be the best fit for you, or if you're just not yet sure, there's a link in the description down below, or I'm also going to pop up a QR code on the screen here. Complimentary exploratory conversation. Be happy to visit with you, and our guests do receive some exclusive agency benefits by working with us. So back to Garrett. So just describe for me the ideal scenic traveler, not necessarily the demographics, but more kind of the personality.
Yeah, so the ideal scenic traveler is an experience driven, not price driven, wants ease, elevated service, most of the time well traveled, and is looking to level up their experiences and just wants excellence without effort.
And one of the toughest questions that we always have to dive into as a part of this brand conversation series, and I ask every single brand, who is Scenic NOT? for? Who's not the ideal guest for a scenic river cruise?
Yeah, it's a hard question because it fits everyone really. But like you said, every brand has their client, and so for Scenic, those who don't want value all inclusive, those who are ultra independent planners, if you want the cheapest, it's not Scenic.
Right, right. So, not that we're going to talk about it being cheap by any stretch of the imagination, but you do have a sister brand under the Scenic umbrella called Emerald. If you could just share a quick minute on it, we did shoot a video and launched just a couple of days ago. But if you could just make a quick little segue there for Emerald and the brand that differentiates between Scenic.
Think of Scenic and Emerald as two different ways to travel well. So depending on how all inclusive and personalized you want your experience to be. Emerald is our premium, modern, great value, ideal for first time cruisers. And then Scenic is your true luxury, ultra all inclusive for clients who want everything handled and expect the best with just more personalization, more inclusions, and less friction.
We've actually been on board both of these ships. We took my in-laws on a Rhine River cruise on Emerald, October of 24. Incredible experience, and it provided that value that our retired in-laws were looking for. And then we did have an experience on the Scenic ship on the Danube in March of 2025. So we've definitely experienced both. We recognize the differences, but there are some similarities there as well, but definitely can distinguish between the two different brands. And then Scenic and Emerald, but we'll talk about Scenic for a moment, also has a couple of yachts. If you want to share just a quick bit about that would be great.
Yeah, same philosophy as on the rivers. So with another component, expedition. So our two ships, Eclipse and Eclipse 2, are purposely built expedition but ultra luxury ships that sail around the world, touching all seven continents, 80 plus countries, 300 ports, and sails all 365 days a year. So different product, but same DNA.
Right. So take a quick little spin here. You work with travel advisors every day. For travelers that are weighing the option to book Scenic Direct, which they can certainly do, or through a travel advisor like myself, what's your perspective on what the travel advisor can bring?
Guidance, and they're like you said, you're going to match the traveler with the right brand. You're going to offer them hidden values, perks, same price, better outcome. You add clarity at really no extra cost.
Perfect. I appreciate that. So what do you wish every traveler knew about Scenic that doesn't always make it to the brochures? Some hidden gem details that just helps it stand out a little bit differently.
Sorry, say that question again.
Yeah, no problem. What do you wish every traveler knew about Scenic that doesn't make it into the marketing material? Something that's not on the glossy brochure. It's just kind of a hidden secret that makes Scenic an amazing space. Maybe even talk about its heritage.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And something to know about us is that we were Australian founded. So we have Australian owners today, husband and wife, and we're celebrating our 40th anniversary this year. So humble beginnings back in Australia, where we did motor coach touring 40 years ago. That turned into today now a global company where we are operating all over the world, as I mentioned, from our rivers to our yachts. And then with that Australian heritage or hospitality that really delivers this relaxed luxury, not that stiff luxury, very approachable luxury, which is, I think, something very important in delivering that nth degree of hospitality.
Garrett, that's all the questions I have. Thank you very much for your incredible time. I appreciate everything that you've given to us. We'll talk to you again sometime soon. So this has been a part of our brand conversation series here on River Cruise Experts. We've also released the Emerald conversation a few days ago. The link is in the description down below. And we've got several more brands in the works. So if Scenic has caught your attention today, or if you realize that there are brands beyond Viking that you might want to check out, maybe they reach and fit your travel style a little bit better. It's going to be a link in the description. I also have a QR code up here on the screen. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to visit with you. The consultation is completely free. There's no pressure. Our guests do receive some exclusive perks available when booking through us. And if you found this video helpful, feel free to hit a like. That is always helpful for our channel. Subscribe so you don't miss the next brand in our series. And leave us a comment below with any questions you might have. Maybe you've sailed with Scenic before and you've got some feedback to share. Or if Scenic is brand new to you and you have some additional questions, be more than happy to help. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.